Hi folks, hope you're doing well. It's 4:15 on the 10 p.m. Brain is struggling tonight. Anyway, 29th of the 4th, 2020. Still using this silly laptop, so you still see all this stuff which you wouldn't normally see at all if I had my PC back, which I don't. Silly place I took it into, I told them it was struggling to find, it couldn't find C drive, and they found out that part of the problem was the graphics card. That's why you couldn't see vision now. But I told them the problem before that is it wouldn't find C drive. Of course, they tried it. It then found the C drive once, but then the new graphics card turned up today, of which I paid more for it than what I should have done. I'll speak about that in a second. And then they tried it, and of course, it wouldn't find C drive again. So, and then of course, there was only one person there today, and he was answering the phone and dealing with customers all day. So it's really helpful. So they've had it for over a day, for a day now, more than what they should have done. So it's life. The reason why I said I paid more for the item is because if I'd have bought the item, the graphics card, on eBay or Amazon, I'd have paid £30 less. £30 less equates to about $50 less. That's for a very, very basic graphics card. And the reason is I don't play games, so I don't need a big graphics card. Yeah, because I wouldn't use it for that sort of thing. So yeah, apparently. But no, I mean, what amazes me about with companies like this is that they have their own supplier, but their own supplier is more expensive apparently than Amazon or eBay. I say apparently because either the IT company themselves are incredibly stupid by going to a company that is more expensive, therefore making their customers pay more money than what they should have to, or the company is making an earner with everything they order because they're putting a ramping, maybe in 50% on top. Yeah, I'd say more than that, probably, yeah. Because, as I say, if I could get the item for, around about 45, 50 quid on eBay or Amazon, and I paid £90, including tax, well, 90 something pounds, about £94, through this IT company, because the people they go to charge that much apparently, then no, I think their company probably charges about £40, a bit less than Amazon and eBay, and then they whack a further £40 on top, and then tax. So yeah, I mean, it's only the fact they told me they could get it within 2 days. I mean, if I'd have got it on eBay, I'd have probably got it by now anyway today. So therefore, I should have just got it myself, saved myself some money. But there you go. Hopefully, I'll get it back tomorrow. But for now, you've still got to put up with this silly thing here. So you wouldn't have to normally if it is on the computer. You see the videos there. You don't have all this stuff there. It's frustrating. It's quite annoying, and certainly every time I need to do something, I need to go back onto the internet to end the video, which is annoying because normally on the computer I don't. I've got a separate bit that I can just go onto because it's not showing that. It's showing desktop. It doesn't show. It has two options: desktop or the page. On here, it doesn't have that. It only has basically what you're seeing. So a bit poor. This is Windows 10 compared to Windows 7. Windows 10 just gives you the option of what you're looking at with Screencastify, whereas Windows 7 you can have background or what you're seeing. So yeah. Anyway, this video is about Trump and about how dumb is Trump really. Certainly in the past week, we've seen some dumb stuff from Trump. Really have. I mean, you're going to ask, is the bloke really brain dead? Yeah, did something happen to him as a child where his brain was just, certainly the part of his brain that could think and reason and hold an intelligent conversation, was that completely destroyed somehow? I mean, yeah. Certainly a case, look at it from the point of view, how on earth did someone just above the intelligence level of an orangutan, I choose that word because he's been quoted as an orangutan because of his orange appeal, because he looks like an orange sometimes, and his little orange hair, which is, well, it's fake or real, I couldn't care less. But anyway, how on earth he got nominated anywhere near the nomination, I don't know. I mean, we can see to a certain degree, if you look at the people protesting in America against the sensible measures of the coronavirus, or caused by the coronavirus, you can see how he got elected. Because there's this whole sway of people, the Christian right, and that pretty much is it, really, the Christian right. But you listen to the arguments of the people. Yeah, I don't need social distancing because I have Jesus. Yet you're a moron. Sorry, as simple as that, you're a moron. You're not showing faith. Because God hasn't told you to go and get in the face of the people that are actually saving people's lives. God hasn't told you to do that. Your ministers have died, and people who led protests have died because they've got the virus. So God is not impressed with you standing up doing that rubbish. Really isn't. And then what does the president do? When he's asked in a press conference about these protesters, and does he think that they're likely to spread the virus because they're congregating in such numbers so close to each other? He said no. He said no, these people are very intelligent. He said you can see that they're doing things wisely, as they should. And he thinks that they're lovely people. Of course he does. They're his voters. He can't criticise them. They're his voters. They're the people that he relies upon to get re-elected. That's his main force. They are. I mean, and the fact that you got the whole of the Republican Party basically acting like brain-dead Trump voters right now. It's incredible. None of them really are standing up and saying, what on earth is this fool talking about? He was talking the other day about sunlight and disinfectant, but then he said, oh, that was a joke. So funny. Oh, so funny. Obviously, comedy was something you turned down years ago. Or got turned down for, definitely. I mean, this bloke is a complete moron. He really, really is. When he first came into power, he made sure that he put the worst people in charge of departments that he could possibly put in charge of departments. He put someone in charge of the EPA who didn't believe in the EPA and had previously said the EPA should be shut down. He then put that person in charge of it. Yeah, and nobody batted an eyelid and thought, what is going on here? He's trying to destroy all of that. When he has people going in talking to him and talking on the level that they would normally talk to even leaders such as Bush Jr. Come on, he was never the sharpest tool in the box, was he? Not in any way, shape, or form. But they could talk to him and they could get through to him, but they can't get through to Trump. I mean, there's a hilarious thing online. Look up on Twitter. It's Sarah Cooper, the videos she does. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really funny. But Yeah, he is a world leader of the bully nation. Yeah, America is the bully nation. It's been the bully nation for a good 200 to 300 years. I mean, I may have done a video on this a long time ago. I think I did a long time ago about the fact that America is a young nation. If you consider, a lot of the other nations. I mean, Spain has a massive history, thousands of years. The UK, has thousands of years of history of the building of the nation to get where it got to, and the building of empire, and France exactly the same. Italy, Italy was Rome. These are old nations that have been through it, that have earned their stripes. America comes in, and America is made up really of Britain, France, Spain, and Ireland, and Italy. So made up of all these nations that have been the power nations of the world. So of course, what do they want to do? They want to be a power nation. But the problem is those days are gone. Britain had the last major empire, and that was basically dying by the time America really came about. Certainly the American Civil War that came around at the time when really England was massively struggling to hold on to an empire because of the fact that the world was changing, things were changing. You couldn't go into a country anymore and just take it over, and rape that country of all the stuff it has. I mean, they've still been doing it in Africa, in African nations. They've still been doing it to African countries. And again, mainly America. The way America has treated African nations has been astounding. Absolutely astounding. Really, really bad. Disgusting business. They will make laws in the UN to say that the African nations can't subsidize their farmers who are growing rice. So of course, then those farmers can't afford to grow rice because they can't compete. Because America is subsidizing its farmers, who then sell their rice to the African nations. So the African farmers are now out of work. They can't produce anything now because the big bully has gone in bullying the African nations. Of course, they can't do anything about it. They haven't got the sort of standing that America has. And the rest of the world has just basically sat by and the school bully, really what America has been, just get away with it. And now, of course, they now have a leader that has the mentality of a school bully. Look at the way he deals with the press. I mean, also, when he's talking to the press, he's shown them videos of people praising him. So, excuse me? Since when was it supposed to be about you? You are the leader of America, United States of America. It's about the United States of America. It's not about you. So look, people say God chooses who our leaders will be. Okay. If God chose Trump to be the leader of the United States of America, he chose him to damage that country. God chose Trump to punish America. Well, I suppose, look at it from the biblical point of view. You can see it's in Revelation somewhere. I will look for it and I will let you know. It's in Revelations somewhere. It talks about the two towers are on fire, and you can see the fire from over the river. And of course, twin towers burning before they fell. You can see that. And it's talking about Babylon. But America is Babylon. I mean, where did the porn industry really come up from? America. That's what really made that big. What about the fast food? Again, America. What about the fashions of the world? America. The greed? America. The abuse of people in general? That'd be America again. Yeah, they've done some bad stuff. America have been responsible for some pretty bad things being spread around the world. You know, that's been incredibly harmful to the people. So yeah, Babylon the Great. That's now America, isn't it? So yeah, but yeah, they have a leader who is like a child, really. Certainly, if you look at his press conferences, he's very much like a child. I mean, I would certainly say, is he mentally able to do the job that he's been put in charge of? Now, if you look at his press conferences, you'd say there's no way he's unstable. Mentally, he's very unstable. You can see that. I mean, even if he was childish, you don't want someone in their 60s or 70s who's childish. Come on, childlike is fine. Childish, no. Different matter completely. Yeah, it's a mad situation. Trump, yes. And his daughter. He was on the other day and he was saying something. I mean, I can't say the exact words, but something in the sense that his daughter has created 75 million jobs, right? When there's been, I think, around about 17 million jobs, 17 million jobs created in the American economy since Trump has taken position. So how on earth could his daughter have created many millions more than has been created by everyone else? Mad. But when he said that, she just smiled. Yeah. So the problem is you've got this Trump family in charge of America right now. And of course, they're making millions from it. As I say, his video the other day talking about, you could get rid of the virus by ultraviolet light or detergent, injecting bleach into the body or something. Yeah. The problem is when he said it, everyone thought, yeah, that's Trump. That's just Trump waffling. That's his brain overflowing so his mouth can't control it. That's the bloke who said kerfuffle. That's the bloke who, just a week or so ago, was pushing a drug and saying, why not try it? What's the worst that can happen? Excuse me, it's a drug that's not been tested for COVID-19. It's a drug that is therefore, has now been proven it's useless for COVID-19. It's a drug that's needed for other types of patients who then couldn't get the drug because Trump voters were buying loads of the drug to use it, thinking it would get rid of the COVID-19. Therefore, the patients who really needed it couldn't get it, and they were suffering as a result. So, because this moron in charge. I mean, anyone in America has got to really now focus on the job at hand, get this moron out of office. Get this idiot away from any buttons that could be pressed that could cause major problems. Because you can't trust him. He's dangerous. Yeah, you've got a little man baby in charge and he throws a paddy at the wrong time. Yeah. That's not good. I mean, thankfully, he's been busy for a little while with this virus. But he was already, previous to that, he was trying to blackmail Ukraine, saying if you want our help, you've got to give us information on this candidate's son so we can destroy this person who's trying to get my job. Yeah, come on. Folks, don't think for a second that God is backing this man. The Christian right are backing him, but the Christian right have nothing to do with Christianity. And they, well, call them the religious right. That's fair. Don't call them the Christian right because they've got nothing to do with Christianity at all. That name Christian needs to be taken away from any discussion about them at all. They're not Christian. They're religious nutcases. Certainly if they believe that God has put Trump there as a blessing to America, yeah, of course. You put someone who really should be locked up in a mental bin in charge of a country and you're trying to bless that country? No. If God's put Trump there, he's put Trump there to give America a bit of a kicking. To do some pretty big damage to America as a country. To weaken it substantially. And it's going to weaken it massively as a country. As a power in the world, yeah, it's gone down already. And it's going to continue to go down. And you remember when Trump first got elected, the other nations in the UN were laughing at him. They were laughing at him. Crazy business. I mean, in America, how has it got to a stage where one of the networks is so much? Well, you could have more. I mean, you've got a couple of networks now that are extreme right, and to the point where they are speaking directly to the President of the United States of America. And what they say, he then says. I mean, jeez. One thing that should come at the end of this when Trump goes is that Fox News should be abolished. It should be counted as against the law to have any news network that is ultra left or right and is only on one side of the fence. News has got to be looking at things from a news point of view, not from a propaganda. Propaganda is dangerous, bloody dangerous. That's why you've got these nutcases protesting, because you've got these propaganda machines called Fox that were for so long saying that coronavirus was fake news. It was nothing to worry about. And then obviously, we then get locked down. And what do these people then think? We're being conned, we're being lied to, we don't need to be locked down. So they're seeing their businesses suffer. And what are they going to do? They're going to come out. Because these propaganda machines have been put against them to make them do this stuff. And that's why they come out. That's why, when Trump wants a rally, that's why you've got all these people coming out, because they're watching Fox News, and they're buying it all. And it's all propaganda. Now, first of all, before you do that, you've got to create a population of people that are so dumb. And this is down to education. You've got to create an education system that takes away the possibility of thinking, the possibility of being able to reason and consider. And of course, they've done that. They've done it in the UK, they've done it in America. They create repeaters. They have exams where you've got to accurately repeat what you've been told before in class. Classes are designed for that purpose. And that means that people are not encouraged to think and to reason and to to question what's being said. It's in America, you've got a lot of people, certainly Trump voters, the people out there, in the areas of the country where you've got hundreds of miles between each house, where there's hardly any schools, where you've got people that just aren't educated at all. A lot of people can't read or write. Of course, they vote Trump because they see in him them. Yet they say some crazy stuff. So when he comes out and says some crazy stuff, they're going, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can buy that. Yeah. Yeah, I recognise me in him. But that means the people that aren't like that have got to stand up and say, no, I don't recognise him. I don't recognise any of me in him. This is not the sort of leader we should be having. Someone who can't, whose brain isn't even working enough that when the talking points are over, you take questions, but you don't then start playing videos of people praising you and telling the press they should be praising you. I mean, Jesus Christ. Little baby's not getting enough love. Poor little baby. Oh, he claims to be the best and the greatest president who's ever lived because he's done such a fantastic job at everything he's ever touched. Every decision he's made as the president has been not just great, but fantastic. Really? No. I mean, there has never been a president who was, absolutely 100% on every single thing they said or did. Yet Trump seems to think he is. I mean, deluded much? But then, as I say, you've got a population who would vote for him at the moment. Of course, it looks very much, though, it looks very much like the Democratic Party are making a half-assed effort to beat him. Biden. They put forward Biden as their option to beat Trump. Biden is like, Swiss cheese. Fairly harmless compared to Trump. But, he's not a young man at all. He is very old. Even as the vice president, he was old. He was a bit kooky. He liked to grope people. Not because necessarily he was a sexual pervert, but just because he'd been brought up that way that you show affection to people. People found him a little bit creepy as a result. So it is very much what it is. I don't know. Do I think Trump will win again? Yeah, I do. I just don't think the Democratic Party are going to be tough enough to be able to beat him. I think he and his party are locked in. And, I mean, so what you like about the Republican Party, they know how to win. Democrats, yeah. They're putting forward a leader that really doesn't seem to be the right person to win this. Not in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying Bernie Sanders was winning better. I mean, at least he would have been a bit more of a fighter, a bit more of a character. Still as old. Him and Biden around about the same age. I don't know. I think it's going to matter very much who does Biden put as his second. So whoever he puts as his vice is going to be the main thing. If he puts someone as his vice, who's running alongside him, who people could get behind and people look at and think, yeah, no, that's someone I'd vote for. Because to a certain degree, people are expecting that Biden won't make it through that 4 years or 5 years, 4 to 5 years. That Trump's more likely to make it through that 4 to 5 years than Biden. That's not taking coronavirus into consideration. Because Trump being the moron that he is, he's more likely to get it and die because of it. Oh, he is. Oh, yeah. I mean, the fact that he comes out and says that the experts have said that people should wear face masks, but he's not going to. He doesn't think that it's really an issue. Again, that's a point where in press conferences, you do the points that your experts have said people should be wearing face masks. Right? Keep your brain out of it. If you're an idiot, just give the points, the talking points. That's it. You don't need to say that you won't be using them. Just give that, walk away. Just say, okay, I'm done. You don't need to ask questions. You spend most of the time asking questions on things like that. If your brain is saying no, the experts are saying that people should have face masks, but I don't think I should. I don't think we should have face masks. No. Well, because I think face masks could trap the virus into us. Whatever your logic, keep it to yourself. The only reason you'd be bringing that out, I mean, he could be an absolute genius, Trump. He really could be a blinking genius. Because all these things he's saying like that is only encouraging these protesters to come out and protest. So, I think he's certainly definitely wants these people to come out. A bit of anarchy is really good for him. You see, he wants his voters charged all the time. So when it comes to election, they will be the ones coming out. Because he knows that the other side, some of them will come out, some won't. He just hopes that there won't be enough of the ones on the other side coming out. He knows his side will because he's going to keep them charged. He's going to keep them fighting to come out. That's what he's going to do because of the fact that, he wants to win. He doesn't care about all the rest. And if any of you think he cares about the American people, no, he doesn't. He doesn't because he's got a ready-made excuse. If things don't work, he'll say, oh, it was Congress. Because Congress went Democratic, they blocked us and everything. There you go. Or because Congress tried to, kick him out of office. Because they were blocking him, because they weren't giving him the money he wanted, because they were doing this, because they were doing that. He blamed him. He blamed the press. Oh, it's the press's fault. Oh, it's Congress's fault. Oh, it's Where's fault. He won't ever take any responsibility and say, I made that decision. I said I didn't really want to do that because I didn't see how that would benefit the people, so I didn't do it. No, he's going to be blaming everyone else. So he don't care. He will fail and fail miserably, and he won't care. Like when he said about building a wall. Where's the wall? 2016, he came into power 4 years ago. 4 years to build a wall. Where's the wall? Is there even a design for the wall that's been accepted? I don't think there is, no. So where's his healthcare plan? Because he said he would get rid of the Obamacare and replace it with something much, much better. So what's that? I mean, you see, this is the point. If the Democrats are going to win this, then they have to bring up all this stuff. They have to. They have to shove it back in his face. All the stuff he said last time he would do that he hasn't done. Shove it right back in his face. Because he's going to make claims in this election that he won't do. So they've got to remind even his voters. He said he'd build a wall. He hasn't built a wall. He said it'd take Obamacare away and replace it with something much better. And what's he done? What has he replaced it with? And he claims he's created all these jobs. Okay. Yeah. What's he done to create all these jobs? What did he do? You know, the previous president did a lot of things before he left to start the country back on growth. And it did start back on growth. So maybe the growth we've seen even during this president's term was down to the previous president. That's what they've got to keep putting in. And keep on putting in, and keep on putting in, and keep on putting in. But will they? No. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I mean, let's say, had it been Saunders, I think he probably would have done so. I think he'd have been more likely to have done so because, yeah, he's a character. He's a bit of a bulldog, snapper. Whereas Biden, no. Biden's an old gent. So the problem with an old gent, he's not likely to go for the jugular. Yeah. So what you got to do if you want to win? If you want to win against somebody like him, who is no holds barred, and his party, which is willing to do anything to gain power or to stay in power, you've got to be willing to go deep and to go hard. And I don't think they are. I really don't think they are. But we'll find out. It's October, the election, apparently, so we'll see what happens then. Anyway, this is talking about the moron himself, who he loves people talking about him. Maybe he gives this one a thumbs up, because at least he's talking about him, which he seems to love. Ugh. It's, as I say, it's a time in world history when you've got this man in charge, and maybe he's important for God's plan. Certainly, if you're talking about, biblically speaking, where it says that there'll be one currency in the world, and you'll have to have the 666 to be able to buy or sell anything. Well, he is someone who would, be quite happy to sign away the independence, whatever it is of independence, and all of that. He'll get rid of all that. He'll get rid of the Constitution. He'll get rid of the dollar, all that. He'll sign all that away. He'll be quite happy to move into something where, there'd be an American Union, similar to the European Union, but where, he will be the one in charge. Yeah. Well, he'll be seen as the one who's done it. Of course, he'll be quite happy to do that. And maybe that's part of God's plan. Yeah. No idea. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, thankfully, we in the UK have Boris, and Boris is a bit of a buffoon at times, or he has been. Certainly when he was London Mayor, he did a very good job there. He did a very good job there. So, maybe. Maybe he can do a great job. You never know. You can hear the boat next door, so cough on it. That's why I call him Sir Cough a Lot, because he does cough a lot. I mean, him next door, if he gets a virus, you know, it gets into his lungs, I think he won't make it. I don't know if he's coughing this much without the virus. And he's been coughing like that for the past 2 years. So, yeah. I think he will struggle immensely. If he gets it bad, I think he will be gone. I don't think he will survive that. But then again, he hasn't got it, and so far, in the area that I'm in, I don't think there's that many people that have got it. I heard from a friend saying something there's about that 22 people in this region that have it. That's a big area. So it's not horrendous up here at the moment. Doesn't mean it won't be. Not in any way, shape, or form. But right now, it's not too bad. So we'll see. 5 weeks on lockdown now. So, yeah. One thing I've noticed, I mean, not today, I've just been more tired. I got woke up this morning with a delivery, and of course, that woke me up before I was going to wake up. Whenever that happens, whenever I wake up by something happening, that massively influences my day. I just end up being incredibly tired all day. So, training, I've done no training. I've done no training for the past 3 days. Really has slacked. Fully intending to train more, but I just haven't done so. So, hope the lockdown ends fairly soon so I can get back to the gym. Although, again, the thing of it is, lockdown is okay, but you want to make sure that it's relatively safe to do that. Anyway, I'll call it a time for this video now. I will end it. I have to go back on the Googly for a sec, so sorry about this. You take care, God bless, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.